back. Good one for you today. Full day of eating. So you've all seen these numerous times and I've been dieting. The first time in my life and YouTube career, I'm not dieting. Of course I am, and I'm tracking nutrients, but I'm looking to fill out a little bit more, and there's a reason behind that, and you'll see it with a new series that's coming to the channel soon. But you've got a full day of eating to build muscle. Take into consideration that's for me. So I've spent primarily a long period of time eating like 2,300, 400 calories on a training day, 2,000 on a non-training day. Now, this is a training day, so you're getting to see all the good pre and post workout, all the exciting meals. So we're just sitting down to eat meal one now. We've got 75 gram of rolled oats. We have 100 gram of blueberries, 33 gram of whey protein with water, and then 25 gram of 85% dark chocolate. So you've got your carbs, your fats, and your proteins. We're going to dive into the detail in terms of why I structure my meals like I do, the macros in terms of meal by meal, and the full macros and calorie count for the day. So it's educational. It's going to give you a meal plan of how to build muscle, but also structure it to me, my routine, and my day, so you know why I do what I do. And a lesson that I will always preach is, yes, have a good balance, but try and restrict and manage calories a little bit better. Don't just be going out to the island. Of course, enjoy the 40th, but don't just be smashing beers. Try and restrict gin and tonic, vodka, lime and soda, and just pull back on those variables. You're still gonna have a good time. You'll get drunk quicker, it's cheaper. So just removing those eggs, we're still on 225 carbs, you're getting better. You don't need to be coming off 2 pounds a week anywhere. This is what the key is to success now. So for you to really come in each week and be hitting 100% nutrition over the next, I would say, 2 to 3 weeks, where you are holding more adipose tissues just around the lower pectoral here, around the abdomen, and then where I'm just noticing a little bit that needs to come off is just around the hips to 130 beats per minute. Okay, so we're controlling heart rate within that range, so keeping that higher heart rate, working the body harder during and after the cardio is going to be more sufficient than just doing 300 calories at a heart rate of 90 beats per minute, okay? So as always, I like to add a touch of value and help you guys out when it comes to planning your nutrition. So my macros for today are actually, I'm going to break those down for you on the video, but we're going to give you an insight in terms of my own macros. So protein's at 250, carbohydrates are at 450, and fats are at 55. Now, how I calculate that protein intake now is because, one, I'm in an off season or an improvement phase, and this is a video of how to build muscle. So I always opt for protein at 1.5 per body weight. So what I mean by that is I weigh 167 pounds, and what I do is times that figure by 1.5, which accumulates to 250. Okay, the reason I do that is because I'm resistance training 5 times a week. My steps are fairly sedentary and I'm not doing any cardio. So what that amount of protein is going to allow me to do is recover. Not only recover, it's going to allow me to perform and just generally keep me satiated. Carbohydrates higher, why? Because these are at 450. These are my primary source of energy, so they're going to allow me to perform better. And then I just keep my fats moderate at 55 for bodily functions, accumulating to roughly around 3,200, 3,300 calories, with my steps and expenditure at the minute being around 5,000 to 7,000. Plus that amount of resistance training with no cardio, I'm in a slight surplus, okay? And I'm averaging and looking for £1 per week gain here. That way, I'm not gaining any unnecessary adipose tissue, and I'm not adding any unnecessary kind of water. This is going to be primarily looking at body fat and muscle gain as a combination with this structure that I've got in place today. So meal 2. A lighter meal, so what we opt for is 300 gram of 0% fat-free skyr yogurt. We've got 25 gram of dark chocolate again, and then 100 gram of blueberries. And what I kind of do in terms of meal structure, and again, there's numerous studies on this, how much protein can you absorb per meal? People say 30 gram, and again, there's studies that will support this, but there's other studies now in most recent research that actually go against that, because there's numerous factors that you've got to take into consideration: age, the amount of muscle mass, the hypertrophy training that person's obviously committing to. So yeah, I try and stay within a good region of like 30 gram per meal, just because what they say is if you go over that, urea production and things like that can come into play. But we'll not go into the science of it. If you want to study that, you can. But just from a nutritional values perspective, we try to keep it within anywhere between 30 to 40 gram per serving. Hence why I always say to my clients, eat little and often, and that still applies in an off-season phase. So one, you're synthesizing the protein from a my protein synthesis perspective, and two, obviously you're keeping your body fueled throughout the day. So let's get into this meal, then we've got pre-workout, then we're going to train. So see a lot of 0% fat-free yogurt, get some shit. Now, it's not the best. If I was to eat that, I wouldn't enjoy it. So this isn't no promo. I have got an affiliation with Bulk, but I would purchase these if I wasn't a bulk athlete. Salted caramel, you saw me use that on my oats, the syrup, and then this is the game changer, the liquid flavour drops. What I do, literally, again, artificial sweeteners for me do kind of cause digestive issues, so just be mindful. 15 drops of that. Now, the key ingredient as well, just 10 to 15 gram of that. What you do, mix that in, and it's going to get rid of that sour bitterness taste that you have typically if you don't use that. So yeah, banging meal there. Protein again, trace carbs through your antioxidants of your berries, and then some fats from dark chocolate. Another thing, hydration. Just because you're in an off season, don't neglect it. I see a lot of people still banging back caffeine in an off season or an improvement phase. I try and limit it. I'll have a coffee in the morning, but I typically will move away from stimulants like Monsters that I will rely on heavily in a dieting phase, and then just make sure you're hydrating still. So I always will hit 6 litres of water per day, blood flow, muscle contraction. So typically how I break that up is 1 litre in the morning before I do anything, because you lose up to 1 kilogram in the night, and then what you want to do is 300 to 400 per meal, 300 to 400 mil per meal that is, and just keep yourself hydrated throughout the day. When you talk a lot like me, you need a lot of water. But no, we're going to eat this and then let this digest, do another block of work, and then we're going to have pre-workout and head to the gym. So intra workout, you know the drill by now. Bulk EAAs and 5 gram of creatine monohydrate, 15 gram essential amino acids, and then 5 gram of this. I do have that both training day and non-training day, but the best time to have creatine is essentially after you've just spiked your insulin. So what we're going to do is have 2 squares bars pre-workout with 20 gram of jam, which I'm going to show you in a minute. 45 to 60 minutes before, that's going to give me my energy for the session. And I would always recommend something like a squares bar, or just generally something high in glycemic index that's going to act fast and provide great energy for that session. But there's no carb powder at the minute, so I'm not operating with any carb powder. So usually I would have 15-20 gram. The reason for that is because appetite is still really high coming off the back of a dieting phase, reversing out of that diet by 200 to 300 calories every single week. Just getting to this point now, I'm enjoying food, and I'm confident that my energy going into that session is still good. So when the appetite suppresses somewhat, I'll put some carb powder in. But for now, I'm enjoying the food. So the pre-workout magic, 2 Rice Krispie Squares bars, marshmallow flavour, just because I'm still tracking quite closely, and then literally 20 gram of jam. So put a little bit of a scoop on each, because I think the marshmallow ones lack a little bit of flavour, so let this be a little diet hack. Of course, if you are pushing food up, jam, low volume, high calorie. Look at that, a little bit more. Takes it from a 6 to an 8. Still prefer the chocolate ones and caramel ones, but we'll bang back 2 of these in terms of calories. Really effective, so per bar, 119 calories, carbohydrate 21. So plus 50 gram carbs going in prior to training. Performance is going to be good, pump's going to be good, session's going to be good. So, me and the specs, I've been told I look like Davide, who's just won Love Island with these on. But we're heading to the gym now, 2 vests, we're going to grab some content, but it is actually a training day for me, so I'm going to really kind of have it off. Training solo, we're not going to show you too much of it because this is a full day of eating, but yeah, let's get it. Did say I were sacking caffeine off, but me and Alex have got that relationship, so if he has one, I have one. Appetite's high, so we'll nail a Monster, I'll take the glasses off as we get to gym so Davide's still in a job, otherwise everyone will realise they're B-Tech Ben Bray.
So about to hit a high volume pull session now. I've changed training, so on previous videos you've seen that I do a working set and a back off set. Truth be told, enjoyment wasn't there anymore. I was coming into the gym, being on a dieting phase for a prolonged period of time. I was resenting training, and this is meant to be my release, so switch things up. After training with Andre, now following the golden era bodybuilding type of training, high volume, less rest, greater intensity, focusing on that mind to muscle connection rather than the load, and I'm enjoying it. The love's back, but there's going to be a big switch up coming soon, and you're going to all see that, so stay tuned for that. But for now, we're just going to dive into the session.
I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then I go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then I go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, yeah. I hit the ground, then I go off, yeah. Hit the ground, then I go off, yeah, yeah. Run it, ooh. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it an FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities and never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins.
So despite the different style of training, higher volume, higher intensity, less rest, the execution still remains the same. So we're not chasing quantity and number, we're chasing quality. So every rep, what are you working, what muscle? So you'll see that. Of course today, as I said, it's not about the training, but I always take you on the journey with me, and as I've said, my style of training has changed, and you're going to have seen that already from the last 2 videos that I've done with Andre. Seen that again in today's video, and my body's responding nicely to it. The recovery markers are trending well, so we'll give it a little bit of a rinse and see how we crack on.
Like you a threat. I'm a threat. Yeah, it's a bet. Yeah.
Oh, so it is more taxing. It feels like cardio. Heart rate's higher throughout the session. Pump is splitting like so much better. And that takes me on to the next chapter, which we're all going to see. So I'm keeping up, my fitness is improving, my heart rate's dropping on a day-to-day basis, I'm getting fitter, I'm healthier, and I'm feeling the best I've felt in quite some time. So this style of training has opened new avenues and new doors, which we're all going to see. But it's a good session so far. Yeah, they are 5 kgs. So because we're accumulating more volume, we're not necessarily applying as much load. As I said, mind to muscle, rather than shifting 60, 70, 80 kilo on this for 4 to 5 reps, I'm actually going to accumulate probably 20 reps on here, then increase the load, another 15 to 20, then increase the load, another 12 to 15, then increase the load, and another 10 to 12. So the volume that I'm accumulating over this one session would be like hitting pull 2 or 3 times over the course of the week. So I'm absolutely pumped to fuck throughout this session, and I'm just enjoying it a lot more.
I'm a threat. It's a bet. Yeah. Let's go. Get my wrist. Top. Yeah. Whoa. Blowing again.
So moving on to biceps now. And again, it's higher volume, but what you've just seen there is we're creating greater tension by holding the resistance. So you start off with 8 straight reps, and then all of a sudden, one arm is held there with a dumbbell, really tensing and contracting that muscle throughout, while this alternative arm is still working. So both biceps are working, and then you drop and you're back into it, creating greater tension. So realistically, causing greater muscle damage, gonna generally cause that to grow, of course, given you're eating in a surplus. With that volume, with that 3 pillars of hypertrophy being hit, you can't miss with movements like this. You shouldn't swing as much as that either. I'm getting giddy. I'm trying to hit the rep range. Slow it the fuck down. Control it. Less swinging. But you can see I'm struggling there because it's a great exercise, a great movement. Pump solid, so put it in your workout and let me know what you think in the comments. One exercise in on biceps, 3 sets, and they are absolutely blown. High volume for the win. Remember, with any movement, see a lot of people rushing eccentrics. I was rushing them on there, but you're going to create greater tension and damage to the muscle by controlling any eccentric. So on that there you saw I was controlling the eccentric and the concentric. No swinging, no momentum, time under tension, mind to muscle connection. So final bicep exercise now. So into the rope curl, which one of my personal favourites, allows me to really get to the lengthen part of the bicep as well. And then that's the session wrapped up. But I don't really plug Boohoo too much on here, primarily for Instagram, but I'm sure you all know I am sponsored by Boohoo, so I get a lot of comments saying, where's your vest from, where's your t-shirt from, where's your trackies from? Always Boohoo Man active, so the link's in the comments, check it out. Session wrapped up. So, an hour, 4 back exercises, 3 bicep exercises, in and out in 60 minutes. Just how we like it, efficiency across the board. Back home, I'll show you the cereal collection because it's a banger, and then we'll show you the full day of eating.
So back at the gap, post-workout. As always, we go for a cereal option just because I find it digests well, serves a purpose in terms of what it does. But don't always kind of stick to the basic boring shit cereals. Like, I'm not saying Cocoa Pops are boring, but I'm actually going to have Cocoa Pops today because I do enjoy them. But when you're pushing food in an off-season, things like this, these are unbelievable. From Aldi, Cocoa Peanut Butter Balls, probably the top tier cereal at the minute in my opinion. Again, not the largest box, but very cost effective. And then, what are actually really good are Frosties. So we've got 3 there in a lineup that all play the same purpose. Replenish your glycogen stores. What you're looking for in a cereal is high carbohydrate content, again per 100 grams 63, per 100 gram here, 87. So these are slightly lower and slightly higher in fat. So just be mindful of the fat content. These are 12.3 per 100 gram, and these are 0.6. So of course, in terms of staying within a better macro and getting more bang for your buck in terms of carbohydrates and sugars, these are better too. But it's 1% in it. 1%, it's not going to make the world a difference. If you want to enjoy your food better in an off season, don't be scared to take the plunge. So we've got 100 gram of Cocoa Pops. We're going to have 200 ml of skim milk in these as well. And then what else have we got on the meal plan? And we've got 160 gram of strawberries with 25 gram of whey protein. I always like to have a little bit of fructose in my diet post-workout. One, because it digests superbly well. And studies do show it does elevate ghrelin, which is hunger hormone, so it keeps my appetite firing post-workout. So, I'm going to start this. 100 gram of the beasts. We've got some raw Cocoa Pops. We've got 160 gram of Cocoa Pops. These will be washed, and we will clip the greens off them. I know I'm from Rotherham, but not that rough. So there we go, slightly over, because what we're going to do is take the green heads off, so roughly that'll estimate at 160. And then we switch up the whey now, so another great flavour, great recommendation for you from Bulk is a superb chocolate orange whey isolate at the minute, which is one of my go-tos. So we're going to get that involved. There it is for you. What you can do here is you can mix your skim milk with your chocolate orange and pour it onto your Cocoa Pops. In my opinion, I prefer it separate. I like to drink my protein. If I'm in a dieting phase though, make it into a mug cake. Baking powder, protein, microwave for 1 minute with a little bit of water, can't go wrong. So let's get 25 gram into this. Bit of flavoured blueberry and raspberry water. I'm taking piss. Chill out. It's just tap water filled up. There we have it. 160 gram strawberries, 100 gram Cocoa Pops. We've got 25 gram of whey isolate with water, and then we're going to add the 200 ml of skim milk for the Cocoa Pops, and we've got quite a hefty post-workout. But again, all food that serves a solid purpose. So replenishes glycogen stores, keeps my appetite nice and high, and then protein for recovery post-workout. So in this meal alone, over 100 gram of carbs, within that 30 to 40 gram threshold of protein, and then keeping fats really low post-workout, which is key. So I'm going to eat this. I've got another work block, an exciting call actually, with my financial advisor. So we're going to get tucked into that, and then we've got plenty more meals to come. So we'll show you all those. Little care package from Bulk. We're stepping into the clothing side of things now. Sneak peek of this, it's not actually out yet, but I'm hoping by the time this video is released it is. Fresh. Little t-shirt there. Then we've got a quarter zip, which I know a lot of people like. Fresh again. And then we've got a final package. Let's see what this is saying. Yes, grey. Some grey involved. Oversized. Lovely. That's what you want. Nice little care package. I had some shoes come today as well, so I'm going to show you those. See what you think to my trainer collection, which is getting bigger by the day. So pair one, going to get a lot of shit for these, but Guarantee everybody will be wearing them in the next couple of weeks and months. Easy foam runner. Look at that. When you're travelling to an airport, think of the comfort. With all the travel that I do, comfort always comes first. And if you can combine it with fashion, you're on to a winner. Then we've got a pair of Jordans. Blank canvas. Again, there's going to be no shit come my way. The freshest trainers that I've seen. And then here comes the one that's going to get all your clogs turning. Big bodybuilder Ben, he can't run. But guess what? Night Vaporflies. And can you see they've already been worn? So what does that mean? I'll leave that to your imagination, but put it this way, 5Ks are getting dusted off rapid. So you're going to see a change of content. Of course, we'll always stay to bodybuilding, but you're going to see me doing a lot more hybrid stuff. But we're going to go into detail of that soon. So that's all you're seeing. You're seeing that we're still keeping it fashionable and trendy, but it's exciting. 150 meal. Forget the meal. Meal free. Yeah, meal free. So what we've got here is all uncooked weight. So this is 150 gram of chicken. Some nice Cajun seasoning again. Get a lot of people saying, oh, can I have cake, can I have seasoning? You can, of course you can, in moderation. But you can see there's a decent amount on that. Trying to gain a little bit of weight and fullness back, so we're not measuring that, but again, we will always keep a close eye on it. You want tasty food, especially when you're pushing food up. What we also have here is 150 gram of greens. So we've got protein source there, and we'll get us micronutrients, so 100 gram of green beans, which is my preferred greens variety. And then I like simplicity, so once upon a time I did have a rice cooker, but boiling rice, and when you're as busy as I am at this current point, I'm alternativing to packaged rice. So I'm going to show you which one I believe is the best. One for digestive purposes, and two, just generally find that it's tasty with the pink Himalayan salt on. So we've got 100 gram of greens there. Let's see. Nice and light. A lot of people in an off season, the first thing they take out of their diet is greens. Don't do it. Of course, as food gets higher, you can have a green shake, but they increase fibre, the stool movements, and greens are very, very good for the micronutrients, so let's not neglect them. Then what we've also got is, in my opinion, the best rice. So I've tried Uncle Ben's, Aldi's, Tesco's, Asda's, Morrison's microwave jasmine. Key to success, we have a full pack of this. So to summarise meal free, 150 gram of chicken breast, 100 gram of green beans, 250 gram of cooked jasmine rice. One thing I do see when you get this rice is it's often in lumps. What you want to do, and this is my little secret tip, is a little bit of water in it. It'll absorb the water nice, and what it'll do is give it that sticky texture. So literally smash it up. This is a top diet hack, this. Take this down. I want to see it trending on Instagram, and now look at the texture of that. So now you've got that, before it's even microwaved, that sticky texture, in it goes. Bang that on for 2 minutes. Little lion. So meal free, already prepped and ready. So 250 gram of cooked rice, 100 gram of greens, 150 gram of chicken, uncooked, the green beans and the chicken. And then now, I don't like too much red meat in my diet. For me, it doesn't digest too well, so I'll limit it. So what we've got is 200 gram of prawns here. We are going to have half a bag of, again, jasmine rice. So we've got another half a bag this going in. And the reason I have this is because one, it's quick and it's effective. Two, it digests superbly well and I enjoy it. If I was to sit here and eat the equivalent of 600 gram of potatoes with each of these meals, I'd be so full. And that's again structuring your food around what your goal is. Previously on videos you've seen me eating potatoes because they keep me full and satiated. The goal's now switched down, so we change the food sources. So a little bit of oil in this, we just measure it literally no more than, just to make the prawns a little bit tastier. But again, just measuring that, no more than 5 mil really, which is minute. And then I'm going to show you how to cook prawns because I think you all deserve it. So top tip, we put the Cajun on the chicken. We didn't wash the pan, we gave it a slight clean. Now look how the prawns are taking the Cajun seasoning. Superb. And again, another tip to help with nutrient transport, as you've seen on previous videos, pink Himalayan salt goes on all meals as well. So roughly what I measure is around 2 to 3 grams per serving. Get that on the jasmine rice and you are aware. Also in an off season, keep it interesting as well. Have a mixture of sauces. So you've seen the hot sriracha. Probably going to get questioned, but a little bit of curry sauce on the prawns. Not too much. But now look at this concoction. Is that what it is? Concoction?
Concoction.
Concoction. There we go. Look at that. Now we've got some prawns, haven't we? Tell me they don't look good. And again, cost effective. Always frozen veg. Doesn't taste as nice, but if you are trying to watch and stay on a budget, in my personal opinion, I think it saves you a fortune. And it stays fresher for longer, even though I go through a bag a day. Oh, we're off to a winner here. Look at these out. Get them close up. So again, with 200 gram of prawns, staying within that threshold of that 30 to 40 gram limit. And to be honest, I don't always stay in that limit. There's another meal here today, which I'll show you, and it's slightly over within that 40 to 50. And as I said, in terms of synthesizing protein, research and studies show that it depends on age, it depends on the amount of muscle you hold, and numerous other variables. So again, there's no proven science. It's just going against what the old science and the old studies suggest. Put intermittent fasting in, for example. Do you see people who intermittent fast, who probably consume and absorb 80-90 grams of protein in one meal, struggle to build muscle? There's freaks of nature out there who do it, so again, goes against the science. So always when you are studying, a little lesson that I found is, don't just read an article and take it as gospel. But they are the finest prawns that you've ever seen, and don't tell me otherwise. Chef F here. Off-season chef. You'll see this jawline go from absolutely razor sharp to team no neck in about a week. Sensitive to carbs, I say. But no, that's not going to happen. We're not allowing it this time. So we've got 2 meals here. We're going to tuck into one shortly. But again, we're giving you the rationale: small meals, frequent, often, synthesize better, and keeping the meats nice and lean. So not adding any unnecessary fats. One, to keep digestive stress to a minimum for health benefits as well. I'm pretty confident, and again, I don't know what the shirts fit like, but I think we could run with 3 larges and the rest would be mediums, if that's all right. Tucking into meal 3 now, just ordering some clothing for the team photo shoot that we've got going off, so it'll be a nice surprise to the lads when they rock up to have some branded Bray coaching clothing. And then the next step for the YouTube channel, so you've had all the professional videos, they're going to continue, but the demand is there for vlogging. So what we've actually done today is purchased a camera, we've purchased the SD cards, and we're ready to rock and roll with 2 videos a week. One's going to be raw content, one's going to be professional, so they're going to be dropping Thursday, and then the professional ones Sundays. Mix and match, but yeah, you're going to see a deeper side to me. You're going to see when no one's around what I'm like. But I'm excited to do all that because it will allow me to go to the gym, and if I want to film a session and give you a really good breakdown in terms of my session structure, I can do that. If I want to talk you through my morning routine, I can do that. If I want to talk you through my day routine and how I set things up from a business perspective, I can do that. And you can see the unprofessional Ben Bray because he's a hell of a lot of fun. So we'll get him on the channel. The unprofessional Ben. So just finishing off some work now in the lab, final shift. And I thought I'd bring it to your attention. A lot of people come to this channel for education, both to help them on fitness journeys, but of course I put a lot of information out there for up and coming coaches and coaches who potentially look up to me. And we're putting on an event in Manchester known as a coach convention. This is going to be on the 18th of November in the heart of Manchester, where if you look at the people who are presenting, who are going to be doing speeches, everyone who has earned a significant amount of respect, who adds a significant amount of value, will be speaking at this event. So if you're looking to not only network, but surround yourself with like-minded people and learn from the best in the industry, this is 100% the place to be. So I will put the link to tickets in the bio. Free it up in your calendar, because if you're wanting to develop, if you're wanting to network, if you want to really grow as an individual, as a coach, as a fitness professional, this is a place. So final meal of the day. Work's done, so 7:45. Typically try and have my final meal an hour and a half to 2 hours prior to going to bed. And the reason for that is, one, if you're eating too close to your bedtime window, particularly when you are eating in a surplus, your heart rate's going to be elevated. That can affect your readiness score. It can also affect just generally your sleep. So I always try and have a good window between my final meal and going to sleep, just for that reason. We're going to get the Moroccan inspired seasoning involved with this chicken. I like to keep things fresh, but what we've got for this meal is again 150 gram of uncooked chicken breast. We're going to talk you through the vegetable variety that we bring into this meal, again keeping a wide variety of vegetables and greens within the diet, which is a massive factor. I see a lot of boring meals getting thrown around in off seasons, and yeah, I get it, to get big and build muscle you've got to get uncomfortable, but enjoy your food. Mediterranean veg, I don't know about that. I'm just going to throw that in and out for best. So we've got 100 gram of this, 100 gram of Mediterranean veg. Again, get some flavours involved. 100 gram there, I'm not sure what these frozen bricks are. Then we'll get 100 gram onions again. So 200 gram of vegetable variety with this meal. And then what we also have for the carbohydrate source in this meal is the New York bagel, which is a red onion and chive, which in my opinion, when you're having chicken with, is the go. If you're going to start getting jam involved with your bagels, cinnamon and raisin. But we toast that, we wait for this to cook, and we enjoy it. The reason we have bagels for the final meal is because I think it digests superbly well, instead of having a full bag of rice, which is going to sit quite heavy for that final meal, and it keeps me nice and full as well. So I'm really happy with the meal plan, and I think if you take anything away from this in terms of the video, it's eat foods that you're going to enjoy. As I've increased food, I've incorporated food that I've craved during my dieting phase. That makes a productive gaining phase, a productive improvement phase, where you're going to enjoy your meals. And generally by enjoying your meals, your appetite's going to stay relatively good. Of course, in terms of how I'll progress from this now, if you was to go further into an improvement season, is, as I said, I'm looking to gain roughly half a pound to a pound a week. If that stalls and expenditure is the same and sleep's still good and performance is improving, scale weight stalls, what I'll do is primarily increase my food through my carbohydrates, typically 25 gram to 50 gram of carbohydrates per week. Within that 25 gram, 100 calories. If you increase 50, 200 calories. Just be mindful in terms of your approach, okay? Don't just be throwing the kitchen sink at yourself in an off season, because one, that's going to suppress appetite, and then two, you're just not going to enjoy the process. Slow and steady always wins the race. Longevity, get lean as fuck before, and then you're going to reverse out of it, get into your off season. It's going to be long term, okay?
2019, my mom passed away with ovarian cancer. It was advanced stage 4, and you see my mom passed away.
So, just having a little bit of downtime now. I've actually started watching YouTube. The reason for watching this YouTube is because the trainers, the running shoes, it's all going to come to fruition for the channel very shortly, but we're just watching Nick Bear at the minute, who's a really well established endurance athlete, eating the final meal. Going to grab the bagel out of the toaster in a second, but hopefully you've all taken something away from this video in terms of how to structure your nutrition program. Hopefully the tips and tricks that I've given in terms of foods that you enjoy will result in sustainability long term, and hopefully you've taken away in terms of how to structure your macros for your goal and your purpose in terms of your nutrition plan. But the content is going to take a level up now. As I said, you've seen the professional videos, the vlogs are coming, the new journey's coming. As you all know, I'm a highly competitive person. I've moved away from competitive bodybuilding, I've maintained bodybuilding, I've tried different styles of training, and I'm a little bit bored. So it results in a new chapter, a switch up phase that we're going to embark on. So you are all going to see that, and we're going to document it from me being a complete rookie to get into somewhere, okay? So stay tuned for that. But as always, thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment and subscribe, and remember to comment what do you think it is that I'm going to do, because I'm interested to hear what you guys think.